Commissioner Hayes still out under the weather. Mr. Buckner, I think, is vacationing. First order of business is approval of the minutes of the April 5th, 2021 work session. Have a motion? Motion by Commissioner McElwain. To have a second? Second by Commissioner Spicer. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, vote by stating aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next item, business committee reports. Any committees to report? Hearing none, we'll go to the next item of business is appointments. The E911 board has two people coming up for reappointment. One is Mr. Timothy Spann, and the other is Mr. Scott England. I'd like to submit their name to move it on to regular session to have them approved for another term. Motion by Commissioner Williams. To have a second. Second by Commissioner Dawson. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, vote by stating aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item number 1, quarterly financial reports, all school funds. Dr. Weeks, do you have anything?
Just like to say, Commissioners, you should have received our quarterly funds. Those are all in order. Revenue's coming in very strong, so that's something that's going to contribute to fund balance over a period of time. There were only 2 or 3 line items that were over that 70% mark, and again, those are technology and some of our contracts that we pay up front. So our 141 funds are in very good shape. Our 142, which is our federal funds, is flow through, so that's obviously where it needs to be. Our 143 funds are our cafeteria funds, and we believe they're all in order. Our board approved those at their last meeting.
Thank you. Any questions, Dr. Weeks? I'll open the floor for a motion and a second to move this on to regular session. Motion by Commissioner Reed, second by Commissioner Beatty. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, vote by stating aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next item of business, quarterly financial reports, all funds except school. Mr. Hall.
Thank you. For all the funds that we have, I'll start with the general fund here. The revenues in the general fund look pretty good shape also, except for the fines and fees like through the court systems. For the past year, and that comes as no surprise really with the COVID situation being what it was, because most of the courts had cancellations most of the year, so we didn't see it being a surprise there, but everything else in the revenues in the general fund looks pretty good. With some of the expenditures, the autopsies and transportation code, it's going to run over a little bit, so that'll be also in the amendments that we'll do next. That'll also be in those. We're going to have an increase there, and I think that's just basically the county getting or growing itself, that type thing. And the county buildings code that Mr. Beatty, W.H. Beatty oversees, with the Justice Center coming on board and the county building out, the new county building out at Dickson, the old food line building, we're going to need some adjustments in his for utilities and that type thing. So we'll see that some amendment adjustments also there. So the utilities and communications, phone bills and that type thing. That's what I saw in the general fund.
And on Mr. Hall, if you don't mind, on that too, the problem on utilities is we have the overlap of moving out of open buildings and the new buildings. So that's should not be recurring. We know we already budgeted for more utilities here. The new government building that took the place of the library and downtown building, we expect to see a net decrease on those.
Right.
The other issue on communications is in this building, we had waited to change our phones out. We had a lot of old AT&T systems that we were waiting to get the Justice Center over so we could change all the phone systems simultaneously and get them all in one. We're going to see the savings in the tens of thousands of dollars on that. And again, I won't get off on a tangent, but I wanted to point that out. This is not something we see recurring. It's because of the transitional stage on that.
Yeah, thanks for that input, Mayor. The landfill itself, it looks good overall. I don't see anything to bring up. Drug Control Fund 122, that looks good overall. We're still waiting on vehicles. Like I said, we're waiting on some from last year right now. Waiting on some that we ordered this year. They're just they're having a hard time getting them built and getting them out to everybody. Highway Bridge Fund, let's see. Yeah, their overall expenditures at 60%. They look good. Their revenues look fine. Debt Service Fund is in good shape. Capital Projects Fund 171 and Community Development 172 looks fine. And that's it for the third quarter reports.
Any questions, Mr. Hall? Hearing none, I'll open the floor for a motion to move this on a regular session. Motion by Commissioner Reed, second by Commissioner Simpkins. Any other discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by stating aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item number 3, amendments all funds except schools. Mr. Hall.
Okay, for the amendments on the general fund, the county buildings that we just spoke of, and the autopsies and transportation, we're gonna need some amendments there. Other things that we adjusted were some payroll adjustments and some benefits, just getting some payroll line items in order. On the revenue side in the general fund, we had decrease in investment income. The investment income has been really doing good in the past few years. Right now, it's taking some big hits, so that's gonna be across all funds. We had some increases in COVID grants that the mayor has spoke of in recent meetings, and we had a mental health grant this year that bought the sheriff's department some vans or a van? Transport vehicle, so that was something we had. And the ambulance services had some increases in medical medicines and stuff of that nature. Their cost has just been wearing him out, Mr. Bear's department. That's all I saw in the general fund right now. We will also have some more in 2 weeks. I'll have some more changes in this here, but this is some stuff I've seen so far. Landfill fund, we will be spending out a reserve, the entirety of a reserve of about 118,000 there. But we've got some soil. We did a bid on some soil that he needs coming into that, into the landfill out there, and some payroll adjustments. Drug control amends, but we did some amendments to, mainly we did some amendments to like tires and tubes and some other type things so that we could make sure we had enough money to spend on his vehicles that we're waiting on to come in. And the highway and bridge, his revenues, I did some adjustments just to break even in some spots that were down and some that were up, and some other payroll adjustments. And then Fund 172 to community development. He's to the good $47,000, so he looks like he's in good, that fund's in good shape. But that's a few amendments right there. All these funds I'm talking about, and a couple others that I didn't have, like 171 here, and debt service, I think, that I didn't have here. Leave these all open, because in 2 weeks I may have, all of them may have some more adjustments. Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
What about, this is not a shot at you, Brian, what about attorney fees?
That'll be significant. Yeah, there was some, and I think I brought that up maybe another meeting before. Yeah, we'll have significant, what we consider significance there, yeah. And it's all, and Brian even has mentioned it or talked to me about it, it's all related to depot. Most of it.
Any questions from Mr. Hall? Any other questions? As you know, when we get to this point of year, and I know some of you may be newer or some of you have been here before, the idea is to make our budget, clean it up where it will be as reflective as what we're actually doing. The two things that are paramount, you never go over in a payroll line and you never go over a bottom line. And so that's what, it took me 10 years to figure that out, but that's basically what we're doing here, is to clean that up where it'll look good whenever the books are closed, to be cleaner. So,
Right.
Do you have any questions for Mr. Hall? Hearing none, open the floor for a motion to move this on to regular session. Motion by Commissioner Simpkins. Do I have a second? Who was my second? Commissioner McElwain. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, vote by stating aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Next item, a request for unclaimed property from the state. Ms. Greer.
We make payments all year long, and then after 2.5 years, we can request the ones that are not claimed back. So after Mayor Ryle and I got here in 2010, I remember working at this in the state audit, and so I wondered why if we had that, well, I called and we had never requested them back. So every year we request them. We started in 2011, and it's a resolution that you all will vote on in 2 weeks, and then Mayor Ryle signs a special paper, and I list these accounts, and they send it to the state, and they go through what's unclaimed, and then they mail it back to us. So when we get the check, Ms. Pendergrass puts it in, but we can never spend that money. Let's just say that Mike Petty, your daddy had and you claimed it. It's still yours, but the county any monies that it earns, the county gets to keep. So since 2011, we've received $311,000 back. So Ms. Pendergrass invests that for us, and we get the monies that it earns, but the monies are always there for all the individuals that are listed. I have sheets that are listed from the state, like this is Danny Williams, you know what I'm saying? It's all there. So when they, and I have paid out a few. Ms. Whitaker's had to pay out some where they found it and they come, we ID them, it's a process and it's some paperwork, but we just maintain that, and Ms. Pendergrass maintains the balance.
Any question, Ms. Greer? I'll open the floor for a motion to accept this to be on a regular session. Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Reed. Any questions for Ms. Greer? Hearing none, all in favor vote by stating aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item number 5, billing service contract, Mr. Donnie Bear. I'm not going to let you sneak up on me this time.
I knew what you were about to come in. Our current billing contract, it comes up in June. So we put it out for RFP to give us our spin-up time for it. We had a couple of companies to bid. The best one we've got was from EMSMC. They're out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It is a 3-year contract, and we're needing for y'all to give us the okay to sign the contract with them. From what we've looked at on the different things, they had the best offer that we had.
Any questions for Mr. Bear? I'll look for a motion to move this on a regular session. Motion by Commissioner Spicer, second by Commissioner Petty. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor vote by stating aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bear. Next item is capital outlay note for solid waste department. Mr. Hall is re-engaged.
Could I go ahead and do 6 and 7 together?
We'll vote on them separately, but if you want to discuss them, we'll do 2
Okay.
motions, 2 seconds.
Yeah, this here is 2 capital outlay notes. One here is in the solid waste department. It's a Traco for $71,642 for 3 years. And the second one here is for the highway department for $498,385. It'll be for 5 years. It's for like 4 pickup trucks, 3 3/4 tons, 1 1-ton truck, a Freightliner, and then a paving roller. So it was various items. So we waited till this time of the year, and then Mr. Lunn is just now getting the Traco. So that's why we're doing them at this time of the year. So I'd like to get these both sent on, but you can do them one at a time, like you said you
We'll do
would
that.
do.
These are both budgeted items.
That were
It's just-
budgeted items.
It's just late in the year for us to be doing that, but it's in the budget, so we just need
Yeah.
approval for borrowing. So on item number 6, I'll open the floor, and let me open the floor for questions or discussions on both items to Mr. Hall,
Yeah.
if you have any. Okay, on number 6, open the floor for a motion and a second to move this on a regular session. Motion by Commissioner Reed, second by Commissioner Beatty. Any questions or discussion from Mr. Hall? Hearing none, all in favor vote by stating aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next one is the highway department equipment, which is also budgeted. I'll look for a motion and a second to move that on a regular session. Motion by Commissioner McElwain, second by Commissioner Beatty. Any questions from Mr. Hall? Hearing none, all in favor vote by stating aye. Opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hall. We're done with you for the evening. Item number 8 is THD home grant application. You will notice in the budget that's in the budget. Tennessee Housing Development Agency does a grant program up to $500,000 to improve people in need of home repairs, to improve to make their homes more livable. All Dickson County does, we act as the pass-through agent. So we show $500,000 into the budget, we have $500,000 going out, so it's a complete wash. We were able to get those grants probably the first 3 or 4 years I was here. We were knocked off because frankly the county was doing so well, but we were advised by the Greater National Regional Council because everybody's doing so well, we might get some work done in some of the more needy parts of the county to have work done. So again, nothing ventured, nothing gained. We just need to get this where we do a resolution to tell them if we do get these funds that we're willing to be their agent to accept them and pass them on. So I'll open the floor for a motion with this regular second. Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Reed. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor vote by stating aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Any other business from the commissioners? Yes, Commissioner Ellis.
Have you got any word yet on the census, how much the county's grown yet, or when can we expect that?
Yeah, they're not gonna give us official numbers, until September. My thought, we would be at 55,000, but I had some information I could hold over someone's head, so they had to tell me something. They said we're actually gonna be, in their opinion, unless they were lying to me, right at 56,000 people in Dickson County. The good news is we have to do reapportionment for the commission districts and school board seats. If this had happened 40 years ago, getting late, we'd never get it done. But on computers, it ought to take us about 2 months to do it. So you're able to pull your qualifying papers the first week of January, so you're going to know what your districts look like then. Not surprising, from what they would tell me, they wouldn't give me anything, that obviously the growth's going to be in the southeast part of the county. The second district, yours, Commissioner Eby, has got the least growth. Doesn't mean it hadn't grown, it just hadn't grown proportionally to the others. The 10th district that I live in, it changed greatly. Your district, Commissioner Williams, and greatly from the time the Commissioner Reed was there, that was basically a northeast city of Dickson district. As we know, it's going to move completely further out. It goes all the way to the White Bluff and Burn city limits now. They said we've actually had quite a bit of growth in there. I don't really know where it is. I got that same look too, but because the second and 10th grew the least last time. Now it's the second, but you folks in the north end of the county, third, fourth district, I used to find country out there. It doesn't exist anymore. There's houses everywhere, so that's good.
Dollars now per person, still at $100.
That's what it was. Again, when they get the new numbers, they'll resort those. I think we were getting like 101. It was something right at that, but I don't know the answer to that yet, what we get. Unfortunately, no. For me, as you mean, or for elected officials? No, that doesn't. We're still 65,000. Yeah. So if we can find, what's the difference, 9,000 more people? No, but it won't happen during my time as mayor, so I can assure you that. So, no, I can assure you that. Any other business that needs to be brought before the commission? Any subject? We've talked about everything before. We got plenty of time. See, one of my friends from the Friends of, with the Sheriff Department, and we had somebody, they've already gone, Friends of the Library. There's a constable there, so everybody act right. Good to see you. I didn't know who that text was from. I figured it out when I saw you, so I wouldn't ignore you. I was just afraid I was going to get my car warranty checked, so I didn't answer it. So, but we'll talk. I remember now who it was. So, anybody think anything? We have any birthdays coming up? Let's see who's next. What is today? Commissioner Beatty. You have a Wednesday. Happy birthday.
Getting older. Stick it in.
How old are you going to be?
54.
Yeah, you're just now seasoning up. He is. He's just a baby. So, well, happy birthday to you. And then we get to wait a long time to celebrate Commissioner McElwain's. We're going to get something out to y'all, and I need to, and I think I brought it before, but I didn't. The chamber is having a coffee at the new county government building, and it's somewhere the last full week of May, and it's like the 26th or something. So being a coffee, it's going to be in the morning. Appreciate all y'all showing up, because we're going to, the building's about 95% complete. We'll open up, so y'all hadn't been able to take a look at it. We still have some, but you're in the budget, some smaller projects. We need to spend about another $125,000 to get that project finished. But the library had named many years ago the meeting room, the Janet Harris meeting room. So what we've done, us in conjunction with the library, we're moving the naming of that room over to the new library. That will also be the Janet Harris Community Room. She's going to be there and her family, so if y'all are available to be there, she'd appreciate it. I'll get you the details on exactly when it is, and we'll meet again before that, and I'll remind you again. But I hope y'all could get there, take a look at it. It's, like I said, it's about 95% complete on it, and we're very proud of it. We spent $1.5 million to purchase that. The initial money when put into it was about $2 million in the first budget, so they're at $3.5 million, and the remaining money's been less than $1 million. We're in that building right now, right at about $125 a square foot, including a paved parking lot. that was smart. So I know some of us, and some of y'all took a beating for us buying that, but dollar for dollar, it's the best purchase we ever did. We got rid of 2 decrepit buildings. As you know, you probably know that we grossed out $455,000 on the sale of the downtown building. We'll net out a little over $400,000. So that'll be coming back to us. We had sold the old Bell South building for $625,000, so we're putting some of that money back into these projects to finish stuff up. So we've done very well with that. One of the things I'm working with on the Jackson Clinic is with the city of Dickson, and that's something that's in this budget, but I need to firm that up with them. At minimum, we need to see about tearing that building down. If you ever went through the old Jackson Academy, General Hospital, where they called it, the old part, the part nearest Rickard Street, somebody had set a fire under there several years ago, so the floor is about to cave in. So there's no really refurb in that building. The value on that's going to be in the lot. And so I'll either bring a project that we're talking about the city of Dickson to work on, or I'll bring it back to y'all to get y'all's permission to sell it on that. So we'll figure out something to do. Was there anything else I missed? I forgot about those. From the comments I made earlier, my attorney's nervous. I can see it in his eyes now. So I not only need a county attorney now, I'll probably need a personal attorney, but I don't care. But thanks, everybody. I know there's an ag meeting coming up. Who's my ag people on here? Monday, May 10th, 7 p.m. It says it's going to be at the Dickson County Government Building in Room B. Still some paint needs to be done in there, so be polite. The echo's bad. We know it. We're still waiting on those sound things you put on the wall to suck up the noise, so it echoes. And when you have people like me talking there, Ms. Cluck talking there, it reverberates really bad. So I'm not just throwing Janet under there. It's me too. It echoes. It kind of makes you insane, but hopefully we'll have that done by May 26th or 27th. So. The 27th, thank you. You had that Thursday, the 27th. What time does it start? Going to start at 8 o'clock. UT will be furnishing all the homemade refreshments made by Dickson County. Is that not true? Dickson County homemakers? Okay, I guess we're going to go to Dickson Donut, but we'll have you something there to eat with your coffee, but one or the other on that. Anybody else got anything else? The next work session will be on Monday, June 7th, 2021, and I'll stop because I always get excited. We're going to have a budget committee meeting at 6:30 in 2 weeks, and then we'll have a budget meeting that night. Our goal is, unless y'all have any objections, the budgets we presented, we intend on trying to get those passed on Monday, June the 7th, which will be the earliest it's ever been done. That way we don't mess up anybody's 4th of July vacations and all that, or get into school year in August. So, and again, thank you, Dr. Weeks and School Board. He and I had this discussion about hustling to get this done early this year just because we thought we could do it. And so thank you and the board for making that happen. So everybody hunker down. We're going to try to get this done and get on with something else. Okay, I'll really finish this time. The next work session meeting will be on Monday, June 7th at 7 p.m. in the Beaverdale Booty Reed Junior County Commission Chamber, the Dixon County Administration Building, 4 Court Square, Charlotte, Tennessee. Have a second, third. Thank you.